We welcome you back to the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex. Game 2 between Carson-Newman and the 23rd ranked Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Adam Cavalier, happy to have you alongside as the Eagles turn to Morgan Baker-Sellis in the circle. Threw 198 pitches Thursday against Anderson and had 13 2/3 innings of two-run ball in a 1-1 day against the Trojans. And the Eagles go back to Baker-Sellis against the Bears. Did beat Lenoir-Rhyne last year. Beat Lenoir-Rhyne and Lauren Rakes, in fact. Gave up 8 hits and 4 runs, walking 3 and striking out 2 in a complete Game 1 win for the Eagles. So we'll try to collect a Game 2 triumph here today, as we are set to get underway at 3:18 p.m. as Savannah Moorfield stands in to lead things off for the Bears. And Baker-Sellis' first pitch to her misses for a ball, 1-0. Moorfield 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored in Game 1. Her run scored on a wild pitch gave the Bears the lead in the 6th inning. The pitch, a change-up. Downstairs for a ball, and it's 2-0 to Savannah Moorfield. Now Carson-Newman, a win here in the nightcap, and the Eagles are in the SAC tournament. Baker-Sellis, the 2-0. Off the plate for a ball, 3-0. Carson-Newman needed to beat LR last year to get into the league tournament. The Eagles did so twice over in Hickory in the final games of the regular season. Baker-Sellis, the 3-0 pitch, uncorked, up and in, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to start things off, and Savannah Moorfield gets the free pass to open up the game on 4 straight pitches out of the zone. Sends up Hannah Jennings. First pitch to Jennings, bunted in the air. A diving grab up the third base line on what would have been a sacrifice bunt. Lays out. Makes a spectacular grab to retire Jennings on the pop-up bunt attempt. So the sacrifice does not work. Moorfield stays at first. And up comes Kylie Leonard. Right-hand batter stands in, runner on the move. Holt throws down to Sohm, but Moorfield slides in ahead of the tag and collects her 22nd stolen base of the season. A runner in scoring position now for the Bears with 1 out. And a 1-0 count. Just a couple changes for Carson-Newman defensively. Baker-Sellis, the 1-0. Taken for a strike at the knees, 1-1. Carmen Holt is on to catch Game 2 for Carson-Newman. And obviously Morgan Baker-Sellis, the new pitcher in the circle for the Eagles. The 1-1 pitch on the way. A changeup. Line toward third. A shuffle step over to the bag to make the grab to retire Leonard. 2 away. That brings up the second baseman, Mardigan. Great reaction from Hayden Dye to grip it at the third base bag. Mardigan's first pitch. Breaks inside for a strike, 0-1. Julia Mardigan drove in the lone run of Game 1 for Lenoir-Rhyne. 1 for 3 with an RBI single up the middle. Baker-Sellis rocks and fires the 0-1. Hit foul, backing out of play, 0-2. Carson-Newman fell in Game 1, 2-1 to the Bears. Had the tying run on third base in the bottom of the 7th, but couldn't chain together one final hit to keep the line moving after Mary Vandergriff made it a 1-run game. Here's the 0-2. Taken off the plate away for a ball, 1-2. Baker-Sellis gets the sign from Holt. Here's the 1-2 offering. A change up, looped in the air toward third. Dye will watch it fall in the alcove between the LR dugout and bullpen. Would have been playable, but that's a tough run for Dye, especially serpentining around Sheena Haller in the third base coach's box. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Moorfield on second, top of the first with no score. Baker Sellis gets the sign from Holt. The 1-2 on the way. Swing and a foul ball hit to the netting behind home plate. Do it over again, and a ball and 2 strikes. Lenoir-Rhyne has, for all intents and purposes, secured the bag. The winning game 1 gets the Bears the 2 seed for the SAC tournament. A winning game 2 would be a resume-strengthening region win over the Eagles. The 1-2 is a change-up, hit foul back and out of play. Count holds it a ball and 2 strikes. 6 pitches deep in this at-bat to Mardigan. Baker Sellis back aboard the slab. And she unfurls the 1-2. Swing and a line drive into the right center field alleyway. This will get down and one hop the wall. Corbin scoops it up as Moorfield rounds third and scores standing. Corbin's throw to Sohm, not in time to get Mardigan trying to leg out the double. And it's a 2-out RBI double to the right center field alleyway for Mardigan. Bears lead it 1-0 with 2 out in the top of the first. So the Bears grab the early lead in game number 2. 1-0 on the RBI double with 2 out from Mardigan. And Wall will look to keep it rolling. She takes a changeup and pokes it foul down the left field line. 0-1. So Mardigan drives in her second run of the doubleheader. Gives Cassidy Wall a base runner in scoring position to work with. Wall was 1 for 3 with a single up the middle in game 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line outside for a ball, 1-1. Bears leading 1-0, top of the first inning. 2 out, RBI double for Julia Mardigan to the right center field alleyway. The 1-1. Hit foul to the backstop, 1-2. The 1-2. Off the plate away for a ball, 2-2. The 2-2. Change up, bounced to third. It is a foul ball. Dye went diving and gripped it in foul ground, and that keeps the count at 2-2. Absolutely a foul ball. Dye, nice work laying out to scoop it up. Do it again at 2-2 for Wall. Baker Sellis pitches. Swung on, lofted in the air, left side of the infield. Sohm, no trouble for her at short, and that is the inning. But a 2-out double to the wall in right center field from Mardigan gives the Bears a 1-0 lead after a half inning. Corbin, Sohm, Harris will look to get it jump-started against Morgan Beeler for the Bears when we return after these messages on the Eagle Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
AEC, bringing the winning game plan to your team.
So 1-0 lead for Lenoir-Rhyne as we come to the bottom of the first inning. Bears strike first on a Julia Mardegan RBI double with 2 out to the alleyway in the wall in right center field. And now the ball turned over to Morgan Beeler in the circle. Beeler is 15-8 with a 2.67 ERA, 128 strikeouts against 73 walks in 139 innings of work, and opponents hitting just 234 off of her. Bit hard luck for her, too. 74 runs allowed, 21 unearned runs scored against Morgan Beeler. As Natalie Corbin leads off, looking to find some magic as Corbin takes low for a ball, 1-0. Natalie Corbin, after the 4-hit day in Game 1 against Anderson on Tuesday, has truly run into a bit of a spot of bother. Back-to-back 3 strikeout performances, the 1-0. Corbin takes upstairs for a ball, 2-0. Natalie Corbin, she had a swoon in February earlier this year. The 2-0 pitch, fouled back to the netting behind home plate, 2-1. And she's so capable of spraying it as a slapper that at any given moment, that keg could get lit. Yet again, full of powder, the 2-1. Corbin takes low for ball 3. Eagles down 1-0 to the 23rd ranked team in the country here in the bottom of the first inning. Corbin was hitting .288 after February 19th as Corbin gets hit on her elbow. And she's off to, the umpire is recalling her. So he's saying that it hit her bat. So it'll be 3-2 to load the count up. Natalie Corbin, right off the handle of the bat. We get a look at the replay up here. Plain as day, absolutely hit the bat. Good call. Payoff pitch on the way. Corbin swings and flips it foul to the backstop. Do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Corbin, after a February 19th game against King, was hitting .288. She was down to .283 on February 25th against Erskine. By March 22nd, she was hitting .404. Corbin swings, hits it up the middle. That's a base hit. Natalie Corbin solves her own riddle and hits the 7th pitch of her at-bat into center field for a leadoff single. So Carson-Newman with speed on the base paths in Natalie Corbin. A single lofted over Beeler's glove in the circle and into center field for a base hit. To set the table for Leah Sohm. First pitch to Sohm, bunted. Back to the circle. Beeler bobbles, and Sohm is aboard. We'll await replay to confirm the ruling. It was a fast bump back to the circle. Beeler charges to fielder position, bobbles, and probably has Sohm. So an error and a sacrifice for Leah Sohm. That brings up Harris. Corbin stealing third, and she does so successfully. Sohm takes second. A double steal, 2 in scoring position, and a 1-0 count to Emily Harris. Beeler checks her wrist protector. Here's the 1-0. Harris squares to bunt, pulls it back. It's in there for a strike anyway, 1-1. Carson-Newman threatening early. A leadoff single for Natalie Corbin. Then Sohm reaches on an error on a sack bunt attempt. The pitch. Harris bunts. It's to the left side of the circle. Harris is taking off for second base. She legs out an infield single. Corbin scores, and it's a tie game, 1-1. Harris over to second on the throw. And Sheena Haller is out of the dugout to have a word. Two in scoring position still for the Eagles. In a 1-1 ball game, bottom of the first. Carson-Newman responding quickly. Corbin is single. Sohm reaches on a fielding error back to the circle. The pair steals second and third, and then Harris a bunt single to third. And then takes second with nobody covering. Two in scoring position for Macy Hughes to work with. In a 1-1 ball game, bottom of the first. Beeler pitches. Hughes swings and misses at the first pitch. A tad tardy, 0-1. Hughes hitting .359 with runners in scoring position this season. 60 driven in on the year, top 5 in the country. The 0-1. Hughes takes low for a ball. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still nobody out. Eagles with 2 in scoring position. Beeler, the 1-1. Hughes swings and misses at a drop ball, 1-2. 1-1 ball game, bottom of the first, but Carson-Newman threatening. Sohm and Harris in scoring position. The 1-2. Off the plate away to Hughes. It's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Beeler brings up the 2-2 pitch. Up and away for ball 3. Count loaded up on Macy Hughes. Sohm and Harris on third and second, respectively. Nobody out. Bottom of the first. The pitch. Off the plate away, ball 4. Macy Hughes walks, and the bases are loaded for Hayden Dye. An eagle on every bag. Sohm, Harrison, Hughes, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning. An RBI bunt single from Emily Harris has opened up the scoring for Carson-Newman. Beeler deals. Dye swings at the first pitch. It was upstairs. Fouls it back in out of play. 0-1. By the way, Emily Harris with that hit. Tie with Kim Curry of Augustana, who played from 1988 to 91 for 15th in Division II history. 326 career hits. The 0-1. Right down Broadway for a strike. Dies in a 0-2 hole. Carson-Newman looking to capitalize. Bottom of the first inning, bases loaded, nobody out. The pitch, Dye swings, lines it down the left field line, but foul. It lands to keep the count at 0-2. Lenoir-Rhyne has an arm loosening up in the pen. Lauren Rakes is warming up after she struck out 11 and gave up just 1 run in the 2-1 win for the Bears in Game 1. The 0-2. Dye swings and misses at a pitch down, and she's down on strikes. Big-time punch-out for Morgan Beeler, her 129th of the season. Bases stay loaded with 1 out for Mary Vandergriff. Vandergriff, an RBI single to keep the Eagles alive in the bottom of the 7th in Game 1. Beeler pitches and Vandergriff swings, hits it in the air down the right field line, turning foul and out of play. I think Mia Toribio, our camera operator in the first base well, would have had a better crack at that one than LR first baseman Laura Beth Wood. Gives us an opportunity to set those lines. Bears make no changes defensively. Jennings, Rackard, Mardigan, and Wood, third to first. Pitch downstairs to Vandergriff, 1-1. Kylie Leonard is catching. And the outfield goes Osborne, Moorfield, and Wall left to right. 1-1. Beeler pitches. Vandergriff swings and tips it foul into the mitt of Lennart. It's 1-2. Eagles trying to play add-on. Bases loaded with nobody out. Beeler. The 1-2 offering. Upstairs. Vandergriff checks her. Swing 2-2. Tusculum has jumped out to a 3-0 lead on Newberry in the nightcap of that doubleheader, the 2-2 pitch. Vandergriff swings, line drive into left field. It's down for a base hit. Harris gets the wave around third. She scores standing as the throw gets cut off by the Bears. It's a 2 RBI single. Pulled to left for Mary Vandergriff. Hughes over to second, and the Eagles have the lead, 3-1. Brings up Carmen Holt, who swings at the first pitch. Hit right to left field, right in the sights of Osborne, who camps in front of it and puts away Holt on the F7, so 2 away. Carson-Newman has scored 3 times, though. An RBI bunt single from Emily Harris and a 2 RBI single to left from Mary Vandergriff. And up comes Sierra Rogers. Beeler deals, and Rogers takes off the plate away for a ball, 1-0. Beeler has had to work 28 pitches here in this first inning. He's given up 3 hits and 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Inning should be over. But Leah Sohm reached on an error on a sacrifice bunt. The pitch lifted down the left field line. It is called a foul ball. The home plate umpire says foul ball. And Michael Graves is incensed. That absolutely hit the line. That we got to look on the replay. Michael Graves has been ejected. So the Eagles head back, and Kristen Topple will head over to coach third base. Lacey Giesel, the athletic trainer, is now coaching first. 1-1 to Sierra Rogers. She pitches. Downstairs for a ball. It's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Hughes on second, Vandergriff on first. Well, part of Michael Graves' frustration, the 2-1, swung on and hit foul to the backstop, 2-2, stems from game 1. LR had 2 runners leave early that weren't called out in that 2-run 6th inning. And no doubt that part of Michael Graves' frustration on a ball that hit the line and should have been a fair ball, at least from our vantage point. The 2-2. Up and away to Rogers to load the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-1, Carson-Newman leading, though. Beeler. The payoff pitch. Rogers takes ball 4 low. Bases loaded, 2 out. A 9th player in the inning will bat for the Eagles in Sienna Cameron. So Kristen Topple coaching third now for Carson-Newman with Michael Graves ejected. And Lacey Geisel, Carson-Newman's athletic trainer, coaching first. Sienna Cameron will try to keep the line moving for the Eagles. A 3-1 lead for Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the first inning. Anything else that scores this frame will be unearned. Beeler winds and delivers. Cameron swings and hits the first pitch foul to the backstop. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Hughes, Vandergriff, Rogers. The pitch. Cameron flips it foul to the netting. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Sienna Cameron. Bases loaded. Bottom of the first, Eagles up 3-1. The 0-2. Burns the turf for a ball, 1-2. Blocked well by Leonard. Keeps the runners at the bags. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Eagles looking for more in the bottom of the first. Bases loaded. Beeler pitches. Cameron swings and misses. She's down on strikes. And the Eagles leave them loaded. But an RBI bunt single for Emily Harris. A 2 RBI single to left for Mary Vandergriff. And Carson-Newman has taken a 3-1 lead after 1. Wood rakes Osborne to the bat rack for the Bears after these messages on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
3-1, Carson-Newman leads Lenoir-Rhyne here in the top of the second inning, pardon me. An RBI bunt single from Emily Harris and a 2 RBI single left from Mary Vandergriff. Counteracts a run in the first for the Bears. And now, Laura Beth Wood will start things off for Lenoir-Rhyne. Wood stands in the first pitch, swung on and missed from Morgan Baker-Sellis. Wood 0 for 3 in game number 1. Baker-Sellis, the 0-1 pitch. High and outside for a ball, it's 1-1. The 1-1. Changeup burns the turf for a ball, 2-1. Baker-Sellis, the pitch. Off the plate away for a ball, 3-1. Wood in the driver's seat. Pitch. Taken for a ball. 4-1. Ball 4. And Wood off to first on a leadoff walk. The Bears, for a second consecutive inning, get the leadoff batter aboard with a base on balls, and it brings up the designated player, Lauren Rakes. First pitch to Rakes is swung on, hit foul to the right and out of play, 0-1. The pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2. The 0-2. Missed outside for a ball, 1-2. The offering drops low for ball 2. 2-2 to Rakes. The 2-2. Taken off the plate away for ball 3. Count loaded up. Carson-Newman leading. Top of the second inning. The payoff pitch. Hit foul to the backstop. Count stays full on Rakes. Morgan Baker-Sellis. 32 pitches deep into this outing. 17 for strikes. Trying to protect the 3-1 lead for the Eagles in the top of the second. Baker-Sellis. The payoff pitch to the plate. Swung on, lifted down the left field line. That was absolutely a fair ball. That was absolutely a fair ball, and that is your makeup call. That was absolutely a fair ball down the left field line. Let's see if I'm blind from up here. That's a fair ball. 100% a fair ball. 100% a fair ball. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Baker-Sellis wins the battle. And there's one away. So Baker-Sellis tallies up her 27th strikeout of the season and brings up the left fielder Osborne. First pitch to Kendall Osborne, bunted foul to the right, 0-1. This umpiring crew in game 1, Michael Graves was frustrated because LR had 2 runners leave early. The 0-1 pitch. Off the plate away for a ball. It's 1-1. That were not called out when Leah Sohm was, to be fair, correctly called out for leaving early back in the first inning of game 1. So Michael Graves a bit on edge as it was with the officiating. Here's the 1-1 to Osborne. Swing and a miss on a changeup, 1-2. And then after Sierra Rogers hit a ball down the left field line that we've got the replay up here that the umpires can't use that, but the replay showed fair ball. They called it foul, and then another play here for LR for Rakes. Absolutely a fair ball off the tape, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 away. Don't know if that was a full-on makeup call that Carson-Newman got. If karma tilted back the Eagles' way, but there have been 4 pretty critical calls through this doubleheader that this umpiring crew has gotten wrong. And again, they don't have the benefit that we have up here. Rackards swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. I get to pontificate after watching the replay. At least with that call, it has been called evenly. But still not the proper adjudication of the rules. The 0-1. off the plate away. Again, officiating, tough gig. You got to feel like you get it right the first time without a lot of aid. This umpiring crew's down a crew member because of a death in the family of one of the umpires today. The 1-1. Swing and a miss at a pitch upstairs. So you want to give him the benefit of the doubt. And this coming from the voice of an institution that is kind of known for producing officials. You look at the NFL, Tom Hill, a former Carson-Newman baseball catcher. He's called games at the big leagues. 1-2. Check swing. Called third strike. Rackard rung up. And Morgan Baker-Sellis, after issuing a leadoff walk, fans the side. 3-1 Eagles lead it after an inning and a half. This is the Eagle Sports Network.
I get my power from my co-op so I can put my energy into my family.
Into waking up the neighborhood. Latte for Christine.
I get my power from the co-op so I can put my energy into planting seeds for a brighter future.
Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, power to your community, for your community, so your energy can go into the things that matter most to you.
My 69 Camaro.
Who powers you?
AEC, the right call for your energy needs. Let us help you score success.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
That's a 3-1 lead for Carson-Newman as we come to the bottom of the second inning. Eagles sent 9 to the plate and scored 3 times off of Morgan Beeler, off of 3 hits and 2 walks. Natalie Corbin leads things off. A single back up the box. Her first time through. Coming around to score the tying run after the Bears got an RBI 2-out double from Julia Mardigan back in the first inning. Beeler wheels and deals to Natalie Corbin. Swings at the first pitch and hits it foul back and out of play. 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Natalie Corbin. Carson-Newman needs a win. A win, and the Eagles are 1 in the SAC tournament and 2 have yet another victory against a regionally ranked foe. Carson-Newman sitting on 7 such wins this season with 2 over Wingate, 1 over Anderson. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Corbin swings and misses. She's in the 0-2 hole. A win over Mississippi College for the Eagles. A win over Lander. Carson-Newman's got a pretty strong Southeast regional resume. They're trying to get in the SAC tournament. The 0-2 pitch. Corbin takes downstairs for a ball, 1-2. Morgan Beeler up to 40 pitches now in this start. Beeler wheels and deals the 1-2 offering. Corbin swings, bounces it back up the box. It's grabbed by the shortstop. Rackard throw to first in time to a stretching Wood to retire Corbin. I thought Beeler got a piece of it as it came through. So it's a 1-6-3 put out. Yes, indeed, as we get a look at the replay. And there's one away for Leah Sohm. Base is empty. 3-1 Eagles leading, bottom of the second. Beeler pitches, and Sohm swings and misses. At a pitch upstairs, it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Carson-Newman increasingly looking like it's going to need to win this game to make the tournament. The 0-1. Inside for a ball, 1-1. Tusculum has jumped out to a 4-0 lead on Newberry in the top of the third. Eagles can still make the tournament if they lose this game, but they need Newberry to beat Tusculum in the nightcap. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Sohm swings, lofts it in the air, backpedaling is the shortstop Rackard, and she camps under it to put away Sohm. 2 up, 2 down for Emily Harris. Harris, an RBI bunt single to her name today. 326 career hits puts her in a tie for 15th most in NCAA history for the Division II ranks. First pitch to Harris is low in at the knees for a ball, 1-0. 1 in the first for the Bears on a 2-out RBI double to right center from Julia Mardigan. The 1-0 pitch. Harris takes in tight at the belt for a ball, 2-0. And then 3 in the bottom of the first for the Eagles. Harris, an RBI bunt single to third. Mary Vandergriff, a 2-run single to left. Eagles did leave the bases loaded in the frame, though, after batting around and sitting 9 to the plate. 2 out, bases empty, bottom of the third, the pitch. Harris takes a strike at the handles, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. The 2-1 pitch bunted in the air, third baseline foul. A rare bunting miscue by Emily Harris. Jennings was on the warpath down the third baseline to try to grab the pop-up, but couldn't get there quick enough. And it's 2-2 to Harris. On the bottom of the 8th inning, Carson-Newman Baseball has grabbed an 8-6 lead on Anderson, the 2-2. Down and away to Harris, 3-2. Eagles trailed in that game by 5 runs entering the 6th. Have rallied to score 8 times over the last 2 innings to take a lead on the Trojans. Here's the payoff pitch to Harris. Swing and a foul, backing out of play on a pitch elevated in the zone to keep the at-bat going at 3-2. Morgan Beeler up to 50 pitches through an inning and 2/3. Beeler checks her wrist protector. Here's the payoff pitch. It's down low, ball 4. Harris aboard on the base on balls. So a 2-out walk for Emily Harris. And Macy Hughes will come up. Walked and got stranded on third base. Her first time up. Hughes hitting .404. Harris darting off of first as the pitch fires low for a ball, 1-0. Harris, 32 bags swiped on the season. Beeler. The 1-0 on the way. Harris on the move on a pitch inside. Linhart throws down to second, not in time. Umpire started to ring Harris up, but realized she'd managed to keep the hand on the bag. So Harris, her 33rd swipe of the season, did overslide it, but the tag wasn't applied while she was oversliding it. Fortuitous there for Emily Harris. 2-0 to Hughes. 2 out. Bottom of the second. The 2-0. Hughes takes upstairs for a ball, 3-0. AC Hughes sitting on 60 runs batted in, 5th most in the country. An RBI opportunity here for her with 2 out. Eagles up 3-1, bottom of the second. Beeler, the 3-0 pitch. Down and in, ball 4. 4 straight pitches out of the zone. Hughes doesn't get a pitch to hit. There's 2 on with 2 out for Hayden Dye. Hayden Dye, 0 for 4 for the doubleheader. And Sheena Haller, coaching in her 1,201st game as a college head softball coach, out to have a word with Morgan Beeler. Kristen Topple chatting with everybody involved at present standing. Hayden Dye at the plate, Mary Vandergriff on deck, and Emily Harris and Macy Hughes out on the pond. Eagles leading 3-1 in the bottom of the second, but looking for a 2-out rally. Back-to-back walks for Harris and Hughes. Have them on first and second for the Eagles. Can Dye get her first hit of the doubleheader? She struck out swinging her first time through today. Beeler checks her wrist protector and fires. Downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Well, it wouldn't be a shock to see Harris try to take third. 34 swipes on the year. Pitch in the dirt. Harris got a good read on it. She's off and running. The runners move up. 2 more stolen bases for the Eagles. That was an absolutely phenomenal read by Emily Harris. She was moving on the pitch as it came out of Beeler's hand. And the Eagles get 2 in scoring position now. The 2-0. Dye swings, flares it down the right field line, turning foul and out of play, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 3-1 Eagles leading, bottom of the second inning. A 2-out RBI opportunity here, though, for Hayden Dye. Hughes and Harris on second and third, respectively. The pitch. Taken off the plate away for ball 3, and Beeler in danger of walking a third straight batter. Mary Vandergriff looms in the on-deck circle with RBI knocks in her last 2 at-bats. Beeler sights the sign. Here's the 3-1. Taken low and in the dirt. It skips away from Linhart. Now Harris is in a pickle. Back to Linhart. Harris curling around to third. She races back and wins the race. Well, Harris was hyper-aggressive there. Saw the ball kick out in front of the plate. Linhart wasn't exactly quick to it. And got herself in a rundown, but nobody was covering third. And Harris was able to win the race back to the bag. And now Morgan Beeler's day is done. Lauren Rakes back on to pitch for the Bears after 3 straight 2-out walks. So Rakes on to pitch for Beeler in relief. And you can't close it yet on Beeler. An inning and 2/3, 60 pitches, 31 for strikes. Walks 5. And now Rakes tasked with coming back in after she threw 109 pitches and a dandy of 3-hit, 1-run ball in game 1. Bases loaded, 2 out for the Eagles in the bottom of the second. Had them loaded with 2 out in the first, but couldn't get that extra hit to keep the line moving. Mary Vandergriff had one of the 3 hits off of Rakes back in game 1. An RBI single to right that got the Eagles within a run. Does Vandergriff have some magic in her bat here? Rakes on the pitch. Country's leader in strikeouts with 275 of them on the season. Vandergriff stands in. Right-hand batter up with the bases loaded. Rakes pitches. And Vandergriff takes a strike above the knees, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Eagles have loaded them up with 3 straight 2-out walks. Rakes, the 0-1. Up, elevated in the zone, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Carson-Newman in need of a win to clinch a spot in the SAC tournament. The 1-1 pitch. Vandergriff swings, flares it to Rackard. She misjudged it, had to leap, but she's able to elevate and put away Vandergriff on a soft line drive. So the Eagles get 3 2-out walks but can't get the timely hit to drive in a run with the bases loaded. A scary play there for Rackard, having to elevate it short to end the inning. But the Bears force the Eagles to leave them loaded. It's a 3-1 lead for Carson-Newman, headed to the third. Top of the order due up for LR when we get back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
3-1, Carson-Newman leads Lenoir-Rhyne as we come to the top of the third inning. Baker Sellis back to work in the circle for Carson-Newman, squaring off against the center fielder, Moorfield. Baker Sellis steals, and Moorfield takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Moorfield started the game with a walk. She came around to score LR's run on a double from Mardigan to right center. The pitch. That finds the zone for a strike, 0-2 to Moorfield. No balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Moorfield, on base 51% of the time when she hits leadoff. Baker Sellis, the 0-2 pitch. Didn't miss by much, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Savannah Moorfield trying to chase down LR legend Aaron Boone for the program's all-time hits record. The pitch popped in the air left side of the infield. Sohm over to the fencing on the run, has it pop in and out of her glove, and Moorfield stays alive. Tough play for Leah Sohm, closing in on the side of the bullpen. Had it intermit, but has it also pop in and out. Not a routine play, so she won't be charged with an error. 1-2 to Moorfield. Ball 2. Pitch was downstairs a smidge. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Moorfield. Moorfield, 273 career hits. The break-even pitch, swing and a miss and a changeup. Moorfield way out in front. She's fanned, and there's one away. Back to back to back to back strikeouts for Morgan Baker Sellis. 4 straight retired with K's, and it brings up the third baseman, Jennings. First pitch to Jennings, swing and a miss for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Bases empty, top of the third. Eagles leading 3-1. The 0-1 pitch. Bunted, back to the circle. Sellis fields her position. Throw to first, not in time. So Jennings bunts herself aboard. Baker Sellis had to charge, put an on-target throw to first, and absolutely Jennings beat it out by a step and a half. Brings up Kylie Leonard. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. Pick off to first, not in time as Jennings slides back in. Jennings, strong on the base paths. Taking 14 bags without being caught. The pitch. Off speed and outside for ball 2. Kylie Leonard lined out to third base. A great reaction from Hayden Dye, her first time up. Baker Sellis. The 2-0 on the way. Hit foul, back and out of play, 2-1. Score update from the Electric City. Carson-Newman baseball leading Anderson. They've won it. Ball game over. Score just updated. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2, 2-2. Carson-Newman rallies a 6-run top of the 7th inning to power the Eagles to an 8-6 win over Anderson in game 1 of a doubleheader. That locks up Carson-Newman baseball spot in the SAC baseball championships. 2-2 to Leonard, and Baker Sellis pitches. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 of the last 6 Baker Sellis has fanned, and there's 2 away with the second baseman Mardegan due up. Julia Mardegan, an RBI double to the right center field alleyway her first time through for her 37th driven in on the year. Bears trail 3-1. The top of the third, the first pitch. Off the plate away for a ball, 1-0. Carmen Holt up. Trying to keep Jennings honest. 3-1. Carson-Newman the lead. 1 in the first for the Bears, 3 in the first for the Eagles. Baker Sellis gets the sign from Holt. The long stare and the 1-0 pitch. A changeup that's cranked down the left field line but foul. 1-1. Straighten it up by about 8 feet, and Mardegan can run for a while. Score update from the Smith Road complex. Newberry has scored twice in the bottom of the third to make it a 2-run game against Tusculum. Eagles big-time fans of the Scarlet and Gray right now, should they be unable to pull out this game 2. The 1-1 pitch. Off the plate away, pick off to first, not in time, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Jennings on first base after a 1-out bunt single back to the pitcher. Baker Sellis gets the sign from Carmen Holt from behind the plate. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss, runner on the move. Holt's throw to Sohm is in time. Inning over. Carmen Holt with a BB. She's charged up. Jennings caught stealing for the first time this season. And the Eagles get Jennings on the base pass. Elite tag from Leah Sohm leading. We head to the bottom of the third. Lower third of the order due up. Holt, Rogers, and Cameron for Carson-Newman. We get back after these messages on the Eagle Sports Network.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
My name is Cadet Amber Calvillo. I'm in the 278th in the Army National Guard, and I currently go to Carson-Newman. I joined the Tennessee Army National Guard for the experience mainly, so I can say that I'm a part of something totally bigger than myself.
Text 278-ACR to 70000 to join the Tennessee Army National Guard.
3-1. Carson-Newman has the lead on Lenoir-Rhyne as we come to the bottom of the third inning. Carmen Holt comes up for Carson-Newman after flying out to left her first time through, trying to break out of a 1-for-20 slump at the plate. Aaron Rakes pitches to her, and Holt swings at the first pitch and tomahawks it foul off the power lines above Davis Street. 0-1. We can close the book on Beeler, who got the start for the Bears. 1 2/3 inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 walks. The pitch to Holt, outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Lauren Rakes, he's been called upon to save some games for the Bears throughout the season. 1-1. Holt swings, lifts it, towering down the left field line. It's into foul ground. It lands within the park, but Osborne can't catch up with it, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Carmen Holt. 3-1, Carson-Newman leads in the bottom of the 3rd inning. All runs scored in this one came in the 1st. It was a RBI double for Julia Mardigan for the Bears. The 1-2 pitch, high and outside for a ball, 2-2 to Holt. For Carson-Newman, a RBI bunt single for Emily Harris, and a 2-run single to left for Mary Vandergriff. The 2-2 pitch burns the turf for a ball, 3-2 to Carmen Holt. Rakes, the country's leader in strikeouts, 275 on the year. Rakes back aboard the slab. The payoff pitch. Holt swings, hits it in the air to center field. A bit of a run for Moorfield. But the senior lopes over to the right center field alleyway and gets under it in time to put away Holt. And there's one away. Brings up Sierra Rogers. Rogers looking for her first official at-bat of Game 2 after she walked in the 1st. Rake's first pitch to her is lifted in the air to shallow right field. Trotting in is Wall, and Wall settles while making the grab on a decent trot to put away Rogers near the right field line. 2 up, 2 down. It brings up the 9-hole hitting Sienna Cameron. Cameron 0 for 1 today. A strikeout victim of Beeler to end the 1st with the bases loaded. Lefty stands in against the right-hand hurling Rakes, who dances it across on the outer half for a strike, 0-1. 3-1, Carson-Newman the lead. Bottom of the 3rd, the pitch. Cameron will lift it in the air to shallow left field. That bloops in for a base hit. A little 2-out single for Sienna Cameron. Carson-Newman will look to ignite a 2-out rally with Natalie Corbin due up. Corbin's 1 for 2 today, single and a ground out, 1-6-3 back to the circle. Rakes pitches and Corbin flips it foul back and out of play. Rakes struck out Corbin 3 times in game number 1. A 3-1 lead for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Looking to take advantage of Cameron's 2-out bloop hit to left. Rakes the 0-1 offering. Cameron on the move on a pitch upstairs. Throw down to second in plenty of time. Cameron caught stealing for the 2nd time this season as Mardigan applies the tag. Inning over. So Cameron, a 2-out knock, but caught stealing. And the Eagles lead 3-1 after 3 here on the Eagles Sports Network.
How do you show your support for Carson-Newman? Head over to shopseeingeagles.com right now, where they have all of your needs covered. From clothing to outfitting your tailgate party, whether you're hunting, fishing, or on the golf course, shopseeingeagles.com is the place for you. All of your everyday essentials, from pens to phone chargers, are in one place. For the best gear in the business, visit shopseeingeagles.com today.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
3-1, Carson-Newman leads as we come to the top of the fourth inning. 4, 5, 6 to the plate for the Bears. Mardigan, Wall, and Wood. Eagles with a 2-run lead on the 23rd ranked team in the country. As Mardigan stands in. She was at the plate last inning. She takes upstairs for a ball, 1-0. When Jennings was caught stealing. Mardigan, the run producer for the Bears, an RBI double to the wall in right center field in the first. 1-0, and Baker Sellis pitches. Swung on, lifted into shallow right center field, but Harris playing so deep, the second baseman is able to make the grab with a backhand stab in shallow center field on a dead sprint. Elite work by an All-America level second baseman. 1 away. Top of the fourth inning. And Wall to the plate. Baker Sellis deals and Wall swings, grounds it back to the circle. Baker Sellis grabs it on the first hop and runs it the majority of the way to the first base bag for an underhand toss to Macy Hughes to get Wall 1-3. 2 away. And up comes Wood. Laura Beth Wood, a walk to lead off the second, but then 3 straight strikeouts stranded her at first. Baker Sellis pitches. And Wood takes low for a ball, 1-0. Morgan Baker Sellis, 63 pitches. 38 for strikes. Here's the 1-0. Taken upstairs for a ball. 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 out. Bases empty for the Bears in the top of the fourth. The 2-0 pitch. Finds the zone for a strike. It's 2-1. Now, Carson-Newman can lose this game and still make the SAC tournament, but that's only if Newberry rallies against Tusculum. And the Wolves are down 5-2 to the Pioneers in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch popped into the air. This one's not going to leave the infield. Macy Hughes has it in her sights off of first. She gets it into her mitt, and Woods retired. Back-to-back 1-2-3 frames for Morgan Baker Sellis. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Corbin, Solm, and Harris. 2 up for the Eagles here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Lauren Rakes back to work in the circle in relief of Morgan Beeler, and inning in the third of one-hit shutout ball for Rakes after she entered with the bases loaded with 2 out in the bottom of the second and got through that inning cleanly. Eagles ahead 3-1 as we come to the bottom of the fourth. Rakes gave up a bloop single to Sienna Cameron as Corbin stands in, shoots it down the left field line, but foul, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Corbin. Singled and grounded out today. Rakes the 0-1. Corbin takes for a strike. She's in a 0-2 hole. 3-1. Carson-Newman leads Lenoir-Rhyne. Every run in this one scored in the first inning. The 0-2 offering. Corbin swings, floats it in the air, foul off of third. It hits the very sliver at the top of the bullpen along the left field line and drops in there for a strike to keep it at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Corbin. Rakes deals. Corbin swings, a chopper to first. Scooting back is Wood, who leaps up to grab it and then shuffle step once to her left to retire Corbin, 3 unassisted. 1 up, 1 down. And up comes Leah Sohm. Sohm 0 for 1 officially today. A sacrifice bunt. She reached on an error. Swings and fouls the first pitch back, 0-1. And popped up to short in the second. 3-1 Eagles. The lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Carson-Newman looking for insurance. Rakes pitches, and Sohm takes off the plate for a ball, 1-1. We are scoreboard watching heavily. There's 2 out in the bottom of the 4th, and Tusculum leads Newberry 5-2, but the Wolves have 2 in scoring position. 1-1. Pitch down. Sohm keeps her bat on the shoulder. Appeal into the field. No, she didn't go around. It's 2-1. Why do we watch that Tusculum-Newberry score? Well, with a Newberry win in the nightcap, Carson-Newman would not need a win here to get into the SAC tournament. Of course, the Eagles can win here in the nightcap and leave no doubt they're in. The 2-1 pitch. Sohm swings, sky-high pop-up, in foul ground off of third. The third baseman Jennings races in, and Grubb gloves it to put away Sohm. 2 up, 2 down. Rakes has faced the minimum since she entered. Gave up the bloop single to Cameron to left in the third. But Cameron was caught stealing, and that's why Rakes has still faced the minimum. Up comes Emily Harris. First pitch to Harris. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Harris, a bunt single for an RBI to tie the game in the bottom of the first. She would come around to score the final run of the frame on Vandergrift's 2-run single to left. 1-0. Harris takes in tight for a ball, 2-0. Emily Harris, with her next hit, would move into a tie for 14th in Division II history with Mackenzie Papp of Minnesota State with 327 career hits. The 2-0. Harris takes outside for a ball. It's 3-0. Now, that's something that we have not seen Lauren Rakes do at all in either game of this doubleheader. Fall behind 3-0 on an opposing hitter. Bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 to Emily Harris. Eagles lead 3-1. The pitch. Harris off the plate away. She's aboard for a 3rd straight time. So a 2-out walk for Emily Harris. The 6th free pass of the day issued by Lenoir-Rhyne pitching. And up comes Macy Hughes. Hughes has walked twice for the country's 5th leader, and runs batted in this season with 60. Rakes pitches to her. First in there for a strike, 0-1. Hughes, 1 for 2 with a single to keep the Eagles moving in game 1 in the bottom of the 7th. She was the representative of the tying run, but got stuck at third in a 2-1 game. The 0-1 swings and misses, a little half swing, but Hughes comes around, and she's behind in the count at 0-2. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-1, Carson-Newman leads. Trying to take advantage of a 2-out walk to Emily Harris. Rakes uncorks it. Hughes swings, fouls it back. Lennart will give it a look, but it's onto the metal bleachers behind home plate, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-1, Carson-Newman leading Lenoir-Rhyne, bottom of the 4th inning. 0-2 pitch. Hughes swings and misses. She's down on strikes. And Lauren Rakes gets her first punch out of this relief effort. So the Eagles unable to do anything with the 2-out walk to Emily Harris. We head to the 5th inning. Rakes, Osborne, Rackard to the bat rack for the Bears. Trailing Carson-Newman 3-1 on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
I joined the Guard for the simple fact that I could be home and also in the military. So I can have a civilian job and also in the military. I would tell somebody who's trying to join the Guard or thinking about it that it's a great opportunity. Opportunities for school, training, discipline, leadership. There's a lot of opportunities. It broadens your perspective.
Text 278-ACR to 70000 to join the Tennessee Army National Guard.
3-1, Carson-Newman has a lead on the 23rd ranked team in the country as we come to the top of the 5th inning with Lauren Rakes to lead things off for the Bears. And Rakes trying to help out her own cause in the circle. She's 0 for 1 here in the nightcap with a strikeout. Baker Sellis pitches to her on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Morgan Baker Sellis, 4 innings of work thus far, 2 hits and a run allowed. 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. The pitch, Rakes clobbers foul down the left field line. Nearly a barehanded grab made by a gentleman in a white polo shirt on the hillside. Credit him, he at least made a play on the ball. He bowls it along Davis Street to get it back in. Pitch, Rakes pops it in the air to center field. Corbin over to the right side of the logo. She reaches up to grip it to put away Rakes for the first out of the inning. Sends up the left fielder Osborne. Kendall Osborne's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. 3-1 lead for the Eagles here in the top of the 5th inning. Morgan Baker Sellis pitches. Bunt shown. It's in there for a strike anyway. 0-1 to Osborne. After Osborne, you get Rackard, and the lineup turns back to the top of the order to Moorfield. 3-1, Carson-Newman leading. Top of the 5th inning. 0-1. Off speed and high for a ball, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Base is empty for the Bears. The pitch. Down and in, ball 2. Two balls and a strike to Osborne. Baker Sellis sights the sign and pitches. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Popped out of Holt's mitt. She recovers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody aboard in the top of the 5th inning. Baker Sellis, the break-even pitch delivered. A changeup, swing and a miss, strike 3. Osborne down on strikes. 6 Ks for Morgan Baker Sellis. And there's 2 away for Rackard. Good movement on Baker Sellis' pitch. Drops through the zone. Now it brings up the shortstop, Rackard. The pitch. Bunted. Foul. Third base side. 0-1. Sheena Haller over. Kick save and a butte to keep it from going into the alcove. 0-1. Base is empty, top of the 5th inning. A 3-1 lead for the Eagles. Baker Sellis, the 0-1. Holt tried to frame it up. The home plate umpire says it's off the plate, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Base is empty, top of the 5th. Baker Sellis pitches. Rackard bunts it, third base side. Dye charges, throws on the run to first. Harris grips it, inning over. Bang, bang, play. Dye had to play it perfectly, and she did. Charging in, throwing on the run, and throwing out the fleet-of-foot Rackard by a half step. Bears retired in order for a 3rd consecutive inning. Eagles 3, LR 1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. This is the Eagles Sports Network.
How do you show your support for Carson-Newman? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com right now, where they have all of your needs covered. From clothing to outfitting your tailgate party, whether you're hunting, fishing, or on the golf course, shopseeandeagles.com is the place for you. All of your everyday essentials, from pens to phone chargers, are in one place. For the best gear in the business, visit shopseeandeagles.com today.
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
Hayden Dye leads things off for Carson-Newman. Swings at the first pitch. Deep to left field it goes, but it's to the warning track and caught by Osborne 2 feet in front of the wall. Dye gave it a ride, but with 0 wind and some very heavy, humid air, it's kept in the park. Brings up Mary Vandergriff. Rakes pitches. Vandergriff swings at the first pitch and hits it foul to the right, now to play, 0-1. Mary Vandergriff, 1 for 2 today. A soft line out to short and a 2-run single to left. Rakes. Shuffling through some finds with the LR dugout. Brings the 0-1 plateward. Downstairs to Vandergriff, it's 1-1. 3-1 ball game, and it's been this way for a while. LR struck first in the top of the first on a Julia Mardegan 2-out RBI double to right center field. And then the Eagles countered in the bottom of the first. Here's the 1-1. Vandergriff swings, lifts it to shallow left field. It drops in no man's land and then bounces over the left fielder Osborne. Vandergriff's on second base with the first extra base hit of the day for Carson-Newman. And the Eagles in business with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Mary Vandergriff. A poke on a 1-out double. Hit in no man's land, and then it bounced over the head of Osborne and left. And Vandergriff gets 2 bases as a result for Carmen Holt to work with. Rakes pitches. Holt swings at the first pitch, hits it in the air to right center field. On her horse is Moorfield, and Moorfield tracks it down in the alleyway to put out Holt on a well-struck ball. 2 away. And up comes Sierra Rogers. Rogers trying to take advantage of Mary Vandergriff's One out double. 2 away. Bottom of the 5th. Eagles up 3-1. Rakes pitches. Rogers swings and clocks this pitch foul onto the hillside on Davis Street. 0-1. And Rakes, who was so overpowering in game number 1, Carson-Newman starting to hit her hard. Have the Eagles figured out Rakes' recipe? The 0-1. Rogers swings, lofts it in the air, shallow right field, sinking into no man's land. It's beyond the reach of the second baseman, Mardigan. Rogers is on to second, and Vandergriff scores. It's a 4-1 lead for the Eagles. Going back. Mardigan couldn't get to it. That is a tough play and a long run to make for the second baseman. She never got her glove to it. It's a double for Rogers. Brings up Sienna Cameron, who swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1. Cameron 1 for 2 today. A bloop singler last time up. Takes down low for a ball, 1-1. Carson-Newman with a 1-out double for Vandergriff, a 2-out RBI double for Sierra Rogers. On a ball just outside of Mardigan's reach in right. The 1-1. Check swing and a strike, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Lauren Rakes trying to avoid any further damage. The pitch. Cameron takes down and away for a ball, 2-2. 4-1, Carson-Newman leads. An RBI double for Sierra Rogers in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-2. Cameron swings, slow roller to the right side of the infield. Mardigan picks it up from one knee and throws from one knee to first in time to put away Cameron. But a timely 2-out bloop double for Sierra Rogers extends the lead to 3. 4-1, Carson-Newman headed to the 6th here on the Eagle Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
AEC, bringing the winning game plan to your team.
4-1, Carson-Newman leads it as we come to the top of the 6th inning with Savannah Moorfield leading off for the Bears. And the first pitch to her is fouled back to the netting, 0-1. Carson-Newman leading Lenoir-Rhyne here in the top of the 6th inning. The pitch to Moorfield. Off the plate away for a ball. 1-1. Moorfield 0 for 1 today, a walk and a strikeout. Baker Sellis, the 1-1. Pop foul backing out of play, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Moorfield. On base 51% of the time when she hits leadoff. Baker Sellis back on the slab. The 1-2 pitch. Hit in the air down the left field line. A run for Cameron into foul ground. Nearly overrun it, but she backpedals at the last moment, gets the glove up, and retires Moorfield in foul territory. 1 away for the third baseman, Jennings. Hannah Jennings, 1 for 2. Pitch down and away for a ball, 1-0. She popped up on a bunt attempt in the first, a failed sacrifice, and then a bunt single back to the circle in the third. Corners are in a smidge for the Eagles. 1-0, Baker Sellis deals. That swung on, lifted in the air to left. Cameron, a bit of a circuitous route to it, but the left fielder gets under it and retires Jennings on the pop-up. 2 away. So Cameron makes the grab. 2 out, bases empty, top of the 6th. And Kylie Linhart to the plate. Linhart's 0 for 2 with a line out to third and a strikeout. Baker Sellis winds and delivers. Linhart swings, hit high in the air, deep to left center field, back to the wall and out of the park. A 2-out solo blast for Kylie Linhart makes it a 2-run game off of her 60th career home run. So the Bears get the run back that Carson-Newman scored on the Rogers RBI double with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. Linhart's 15th home run of the season. Second most in the sack behind Boatner from Anderson. Brings up Mardegan. First pitch change up. Low for a ball, 1-0. Mardegan nearly came around on it. Well, increasingly important that Carson-Newman protects this league. Tusculum leads Newberry 6-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Baker Sellis. Here's the 1-0 offering. Popped in the air, fouling out of play on the first base side, 1-1. Should that result hold and Tusculum beat Newberry, it would mean that Carson-Newman has to win this game to make the SAC tournament. Now, the strange thing about all this, because of the Eagles' regional ranking and what they've done this week with a win over the top team in the region in Anderson, they might still be playing in the regional. A 1-1 pitch. Taken for a strike above the knees on the outer half. 1-2 to Mardegan. 4-2, Carson-Newman leads. An RBI double for Mardegan in the first. The solo bomb with 2 out from Linhart here in the 6th. Baker Sellis, the 1-2 offering. Check swing and a pitch up and away, ball 2, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Carson-Newman leads the 23rd ranked team in the country by 2 runs here in the top of the 6th inning. Baker Sellis, the 2-2. A change up, that's lined to center field. Corbin shuffles over to the right center field alleyway, reaches up and makes the grab at chest height to retire Mardegan on a line. But Kylie Linhart off the launching pad for the 15th time this season. A 2-out solo bomb makes this a 2-run game once more. 4-2, Eagles lead it. They hope that this is the final time they come to the plate. Corbin, Sohm, and Harris looking for insurance. When we return after these messages on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
4-2. Carson-Newman leading Lenoir-Rhyne, and the Eagles hoping that this is the final time that they bat in this game. Corbin, Sohm, Harris looking for insurance against Lauren Rakes. Now Rakes starts off Natalie Corbin with a strike above the knees, 0-1. Rakes, 3 1/3 innings of relief ball, 3 hits, 1 run allowed, a walk and a strikeout. Rakes, the 0-1. Corbin squares to bunt, keeps it around, and misses. Strike 2. 0-2 to Natalie Corbin, who's 1 for 3 here in the nightcap. Single up the middle and a pair of groundouts. 1 to the circle, 1 to first base. Rakes, the 0-2 pitch. Downstairs for a ball. It's 1-2. Top of the 6th inning, Tusculum leads Newberry 6-2. And a final, Wingate has handed Lincoln Memorial a 9th consecutive loss by sweeping the doubleheader with the Rail Splitters. One game won 9-0, game 2 7-1. 1-2 pitch. Upstairs to Corbin, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Natalie Corbin. All this started for LMU when they got run ruled on a walk-off inside the park grand slam from Savannah Moorfield and Hickory. The 2-2 pitch. Corbin swings, pops foul to the left side. It's out of play. And onto the hillside, slowly rolling up to Davis Street. 2-2. 4-2 Eagles lead. 3-1 Carson-Newman led it after 1. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Burns the turf for a ball, 3-2. And then Carson-Newman, an RBI double for Sierra Rogers in the 5th. A home run for Kylie Linhart for the Bears in the 6th to get it back to a 2-run game. The payoff pitch. Corbin swings, grounds it to the right side of the infield. Backing up is the second baseman, Mardegan. Routine throw to first in time to get Corbin. Well played by Mardegan, and there's one away. Sends up Leah Sohm. Sohm, 0 for 2 today. First pitch. Taken inside for a ball, 1-0. Sohm started her day with a sacrifice bunt attempt. She reached when Morgan Beeler mishandled it into the circle for an error, and then came around to score. 1-0. That's on the edge of the plate for a strike, 1-1. And since then, she's fouled out to third and popped up to short. 4-2. Carson-Newman leads Lenoir-Rhyne, bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out, nobody on. The 1-1. Sohm takes a strike, inner half at the knees, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Let's not forget, way back in that first inning, Michael Graves ejected from this game. Here's the 1-2. Sohm swings, slides it down the left field line, foul. It lands to keep the at-bat alive at 1-2. Graves ejected after, and you can't blame him. Sierra Rogers had hit a ball down the left field line that hit the line. And then he told the umpire, "You're terrible, you're terrible, you're terrible." Maybe a 4th just for good measure. The pitch. Sohm swings, hits it in the air to right, going back to the wall, and one hopping the wall. It's a ground rule double for Leah Sohm. Sohm, a ground rule double. Bounced at the base of the wall, and she nearly had her first career home run out of the park. A long run for Wall in right. Nearly caught up to it. Couldn't get there in time, and so misses a home run by about 4 feet. So an RBI opportunity here for Emily Harris. Hard luck for Sohm. If that ball stays in the park, she's got a triple with as fast as she is. Instead, it's her 6th double of the year. First pitch to Harris is in the turf for a ball, 1-0. Lenoir-Rhyne has Morgan Beeler warming up once more. Should Rakes start to get touched up. And out from the dugout comes Emily Kinley to have a word with Rakes. (4-2), Carson-Newman leading the Bears here in the bottom of the 6th inning at a sun-soaked Vicky Kazee Hollifield softball complex. Let's go back to the thought on Michael Graves. He was ejected protesting that call on the left field line. Our replay, which the umpires do not have access to, showed that it was a fair ball, and Rogers was likely going to score a couple runs with an extra base hit. But the home plate umpire said foul ball. And the Eagles didn't score any more runs in that inning. Now, granted, Carson-Newman got a call for LR the next inning. Can't remember who hit it, but somebody hit an identical ball that was inside the chalk that was ruled foul. 1-0, and Rakes pitches. Harris swings and shoots it foul onto Davis Street, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. It's one thing to argue the balls and strikes that an umpire is calling, but certainly a tough pill to swallow. Here's the 1-1 bunted by Harris, third base side. Charging is the third baseman, Jennings. She does not have a throw. Harris bunts herself aboard. Second bunt single of the day for Emily Harris, and there's runners on the corners with 1 out. 4-2, Eagles leading. Will Macy Hughes get an opportunity to swing away? Lenoir-Rhyne struck her out last time. She's walked the previous 2 times. The first pitch, Harris is on the move to second base, and Linhart's going to concede that every time. Pitch was upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Harris successfully takes her 37th bag of the year. Now tied with Leah Sohm for the team lead. 2 in scoring position, 1 out. The pitch. Hughes takes up and away for a ball, 2-0. Carson-Newman looking for insurance here in the bottom of the 6th, leading the Bears 4-2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Way upstairs, 3-0. And if you're Lauren Rakes, do you give Macy Hughes, who's driven in 60 runs this year and is top 5 nationally, a pitch to hit at 3-0 with first base empty? Here is the 3-0. And Hughes takes a strike on the outer half, 3-1. 60 pitches for Lauren Rakes in this relief effort. 39 for strikes. Rakes checks her wrist protector. Here's the 3-1. Hughes swings and hits it foul to the backstop to load the count at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Sohm and Harris aboard off of a ground rule double and a bunt single. Fly ball makes it a 3-run game. Payoff pitch to the plate. And Hughes takes up and away for ball 4. They are loaded with 1 out. Third time today that Carson-Newman has had the bases loaded. And a pressure situation here for Hayden Dye. Quick meeting in the circle for Lenoir-Rhyne. Morgan Beeler is not warming up anymore in the pen. Kylie Linhart bringing in the Lenoir-Rhyne infield to chat about this one as Emily Harris has herself a sit on a hot day on second base. Home plate umpire comes out from behind home plate to break up the meeting. So up comes Hayden Dye. Strikeout, walk, fly out to left. And that fly out to left was a warning track fly out. You get that here, Leah Sohm's going to score from third. Rakes stands in and pitches. And Dye takes off the plate away for a ball, 1-0. An eagle on every bag. Sohm on third. Harris on second. Hughes on first. 1 out. Eagles looking for insurance with a 2-run lead on the 23rd ranked team in the country. The 1-0. Dye hits in the air to left center field. Moorfield tracks under it. Tagging from third is Leah Sohm. She scores standing, and Hayden Dye does her job. A sacrifice fly to left center field for Hayden Dye. Sohm scores. Harris and Hughes stay put, and it's a 5-2 lead for the Eagles with Mary Vandergriff up. (5-2), Eagles lead it on Dye's sacrifice fly. Brings up Mary Vandergriff, working on a 2-hit day. First pitch, swing and a miss. Big cut from Vandergriff. 0-1. Vandergriff 2 for 3 with a 2-run single and a double to left. LR outfield playing back. The pitch, Vandergriff swings into shallow left center field. It drops. The wave around third. Harris gets it. She scores standing. Mary Vandergriff drives in her 3rd run of the game, and the Eagles are up 4 runs. A single to left center for Mary Vandergriff. Harris plated from 2 bases away. And it's a 6-2 lead for the Eagles with Carmen Holt to the plate. A sacrifice fly for Hayden Dye. An RBI single for Mary Vandergriff. And the Eagles up 4 runs. First pitch to Carmen Holt. Taken for a ball, 1-0. Lauren Rakes, 4 innings of relief work, has given up 6 hits and 3 runs. 2 across here in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-0. Holt swings, pops it foul off of first and out of play, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Hughes on second, Vandergriff on first. A 6-2 lead for Carson-Newman over LR in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch is low to Holt, 2-1. And you now start to question Hal's Rake's arm. Granted, she's had some lengthy games this year. 190 pitches earlier against Emory and Henry as Holt pops this one up. It will not leave the infield as the shortstop Rackard settles under it behind the second base bag to put away Holt. But Carson-Newman timely knocks. A sacrifice fly from Hayden Dye. A 2-out RBI single to left for Mary Vandergriff. And Carson-Newman has a 4-run cushion headed to the top of the 7th. Wall, Wood, and Rakes to the plate for the Bears when we come back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
I get my power from my co-op so I can put my energy into my family.
Into waking up the neighborhood. Latte for Christine.
I get my power from the co-op, so I can put my energy into planting seed for a brighter future.
Touchstone Energy Cooperatives power to your community for your community, so your energy can go into the things that matter most to you.
My 69 Camaro.
Who powers you?
AEC, the right call for your energy needs. Let us help you score success.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
6-2, Carson-Newman leads 23rd ranked Lenoir-Rhyne as we come to the top of the 7th inning. And Morgan Baker-Salas, who has been dealing, looks to lock up a spot for Carson-Newman in the SAC tournament with a win. It's Wall, Wood, and Rakes for the Bears, who need 4 runs to extend the game. First pitch is swung on, lifted to short. Sohm stays back on it, throws to first in time to get Wall off of 1 pitch. Wall retired 6-3, and it brings up Wood. For Beth Wood, 0 for 1 officially on the day. The first baseman strides in. Her team down 4 runs, 6-2. 1 out, bases empty, top of the 7th. Wood has walked and popped up to first. Baker Sellis pitches. And Wood takes low for a ball, 1-0. Morgan Baker Sellis, with how she has pitched against some top-flight competition, certainly worthy of consideration for a pitcher of the week honor. The 1-0. Pop foul back in, out of play, 1-1. Of course, you do have Lauren Rakes, who it seems like every week her, Lakin Maxwell have 25-odd strikeouts between 2 games. But Morgan Baker Sellis has absolutely been crucial to the Eagles' success here this week. The 1-1. Swing and a tap foul into Holtzmidt, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Carson-Newman trying to get its second win over a ranked opponent in 3 days. Baker Sellis, the 1-2 offering. Off the plate away for ball 2, it's 2-2. 98 pitches, 63 for strikes for Morgan Baker Sellis. A 6-2 lead for the Eagles in the top of the 7th. Bases empty, 1 out. The 2-2 is a changeup poked into left field, but Sohm goes back from short, reaches up and grabs it to put away Wood. 2 out. The Bears with 1 out remaining to make up a 4-run deficit. And Lauren Rakes will stride into the batter's box. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a pop-up to right. Carson-Newman outfield way back. Morgan Baker Sellis deals. Her 100th pitch is popped into the air, left side of the infield. Sohm into foul ground, races under it. Ball game over. Morgan Baker Sellis charged up. Eagles win 6-2. Carson-Newman with that win bound for the SAC tournament as the Eagles get the job done in the nightcap on the Bears with a 6-2 triumph. Morgan Baker Sellis, the complete game, limits the Bears to 3 hits and 2 runs. For our entire crew all season long here from the banks of Mossy Creek on the Eagles Sports Network, I'm Adam Cavalier. For our director today, Danny Wazork, replay operator Richard Martin, and our camera crew, Brianna Witt, Mia Toribio, and Aaliyah Durant, I'm Adam Cavalier. Thanks for joining us. The Eagles hand Lenoir-Rhyne a loss at home for the first time since 2008 and prevail 6-2 in the nightcap. Our next presentation of Carson-Newman Athletics on the Eagles Sports Network will come from the SAC Baseball Tournament next weekend. Probably on Thursday when the Eagles play in a playing game at either 4:30 or 7:30. For all of us here on the Eagles Sports Network, thanks for joining us today. Carson-Newman gets the win over the Bears, 6-2. We'll talk to you next time. Until then, have a pleasant rest of your Saturday, and good night.